Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and Happy New Year. As this video goes out, it'll be turning New Year in Central Europe where many of our viewers are, and it will already have become New Year anywhere east of that. It'll be New Year here very shortly and then go around the globe to the Americas. So wherever you are, and I'm not missing out Africa, that's about now as well. But you'll probably see this on New Year's Day anyway. A very happy New Year to you. And I guess this old planet really needs a bit of a restart in the new year. Now, James Kopp has provided a very interesting looking New Year's Eve puzzle for us, and I'll get to that in a second. I do want to mention that tomorrow being the start of a month as well as a year brings some new Patreon content, and of course, do join Patreon because the content during December was fantastic. Mainly Tracking the Cryptid, the Sudoku Hunt, and the Modern Art Sudoku Pack, which were fabulous, but there was other stuff too. And that will continue as the year carries on. Now, there's also our apps, of course. Do buy them. The Killer app proving incredibly popular, as we keep saying. And yeah, great stuff on Discord as well. But James Kopp has sent us this. Now, what's going on in this New Year's Eve puzzle? You can see the letters NYE and a bunch of balloons. I believe they're not champagne bubbles, as the rule set refers to balloons. Now, the yellow lines are thermos. So there are bulbs where the numbers are smallest and then they must increase along any arm of a thermometer to the end. The little killer clues outside the grid, which will say 21 for the new year, 2021. They mean that these diagonals add up to 21. Now, they can contain repeats, although, of course, normal Sudoku rules apply. So, for instance, this one can't contain any repeats because they're all in the same box. And then finally, the coloured circles, whether they're blue, green or purple, they are odd numbers. And those are the rules. Do have a go at the puzzle on the link below the video. If you want to play it in the older software, there's the Legacy app in the top right. You can click on that and that'll take you to the older software. Thanks to everybody who has supported the channel during the year, from both Simon and me. Anybody who has written to us, thanked us for what we're doing. Those who have helped with the software. I'm thinking of Sam, Sven, Nick on the apps. There's so many people, so many testers who have helped us through the year. So many, I mean, the incredible setters and the compilers, the amazing puzzles they come up with, and all the solvers and just viewers. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. It's a wonderful community. We are very proud of what's going on here, and we look forward to carrying it on in 2021. So, with all that said, blah blah blah, let's do play the link on the puzzle. Let's play the puzzle on the link under the video, but I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And how do we do that? Well, we've got some longer thermos. This one, that's only 5, but this one is 6 cells long. And here we have 2 6-cell thermos that share some cells in column 6. So how do we pencil mark those? Okay, I'll tell you what, let's put 3, 4, 5, 6 there. 3 is clearly the minimum for those cells because the thermo starts here. 6 is the maximum because of where they're going to, as we shall see as we increase the possibilities going towards the end. They must end in nothing more than a 9. Now, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. That means 2, 3, 4 or 5 here, but I'm not going to write 1, 2, 3 or 4 here because we've got to use 4 of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits here. So this can actually only be 1 or 2 now. The minimum these can be is 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that seems the most restricted cell straight away. Oh, actually, look at this diagonal. That's quite interesting. This adds up to 21, an odd number, with 3 odd numbers and something else. Well, 3 odd numbers are always going to be odd, so this remaining digit has to be even. So now that comes down to either 6 or 8. This can't be 6. That's not very helpful. Okay, that didn't get me as far as I thought it might. Let's have a look at this one. We might get some possibilities throwing themselves up, particularly I think in row 3 if we mark the possibilities. Oh, this can't begin with a 1. Don't be foolish, Mark, because there's a given 1 in the grid right below that cell. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, those are possible. Does that give us anything to work with? Not immediately. Okay. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I thought we were gonna maybe come up with something we could use here. I mean, this is a very, whichever branch you take of this Y thermo, it's only 3 cells, so that's not actually very restricted at all. Ooh, what can we use now? I don't know. Let me just have a little think about this. Oh, this can't be a 2. I'm totally ignoring the given numbers for some reason. Oh, and that's worked. Okay, now I've got a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quintuple. That's right, isn't it? Yes. That is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quintuple. Now that means this can't be a 4, which isn't very helpful, but it does mean we get our first number in the grid as that has to be a 9. Because those 5 cells are occupied by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in some order. They're the only possibilities on those thermos. So this can't be any of those, must be a 9. Now that doesn't help much on this thermo, but it does mean that can't be a 9. And look, that means we now know what this even number is. That's a 6, which is from the center of the possibilities there. So not, oh yeah, this can't be 7 anymore. Yes, these go down. So this runs all the way down that thermo, right. Well, that's not bad. That was something. Right, and this can't be 6 because you would have 6, 7, 8 here, and that couldn't be filled. And that's brilliant because look, now we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in column 6. So we've used 2 different quintuples already. What a puzzle. Now, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only has 1 place for 1 and then only 1 place for 2. And although it's not that helpful straight away, putting 1s on bulbs and 2s in the cells after, it is knowledge gained. Yes, look at 2s now. Where does 2 go in row 5? It's got to be on this thermo, and therefore it's clearly got to be there. So we are getting something done. Now, 2 at the top can't be here because of this 2. Can't be on this diagonal because it couldn't add up to 21 then. And it's not on the odd cell. So 2 has to be up there. Ah, and it can't be on the diagonal down here either. That's magic. So 2 goes on there. Look, they can't be 2. They can't be 2. That's because of these given 2s. That actually can't be 2 because the bulb can't be a 1 because of the given 1. Oh no, look, yes, okay, up here, 2 can't be there. Where does 2 go in column 1? Well, it's got to be in one of these 2 cells. Okay, that's where I should have been heading with that thinking, and I wasn't. Yeah, it's not so... Oh, it is so helpful in box 8. This has to be a 2. Because where in column 4 can there be a 2? That's the way to phrase the question. Can't be anywhere here on the thermo. Can't be in this box with another 2. Can't be there, which is odd, or there because of that 2. So we get to place another 2 here. That actually fixes the one in box 7 as well. Okay, but I'm left with more positions for 2s up here than I like having to have. Never mind, that's progress. Now, one of those has to be 4 because of this quintuple. And the other cells in the row are 1, 2, and 3. That one can't be a 2, so it's another odd cell. Not that helpful, I don't think. Right, what about this now? It's got a 9 and it adds up to 21. So these two have to add up to 12 without a 9. They are either 5, 7 or 8, 4. 5, 7's a bit unlikely because it leaves so few possibilities here, but 5, 7 would put 8 here and 6 here. 4, 8. If you had 8 here and 6 here, you'd have a 7 over here and a 5, 4 pair in the middle. If you have 4, 8 though, well then you get a 7, 6, 5, 4 quadruple and an 8 over here. So this is only 7 or 8. It can't be 6 by the possibilities here. Therefore this can't be 7. Oh no, that's not that helpful. What else can we do? Oh look, look, 3 is in one of those two cells, or in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. So where do 1, 2, 3 go in box 2? They must be a set in these 3. That's fascinating. So that one is, oh look, I put 2 as a possibility in an odd cell. That's because I'm not thinking. 1, 2, 3 there. Doesn't help with the 2's actually, but 1, 2, 3 triple there. So 1 down here is in one of those two. 3, I don't know, because it could be there or there. Yeah, 3's not so helpful at the moment. Now, I haven't looked at these longer 21 little killer clues. That one doesn't seem very helpful at the moment. 21 over 4 cells is a very, very averagey number. Now, here, it can't be 8, 7, 6 because the 6 has gone in the box. So it's got to have a 9 in it. So one of these is a 9 for sure. It's either 9, 8, 4, making this a 5, or 9, 7, 5, making this a 4. Now, either way, 5 and 4 get used up. So these cells come from 1, 3, 7, and 8. In fact, they must include a 1 because there's nowhere else. Oh no, it could be there. That's absolute poppycock. But they are from 1, 3, 7, and 8. Is that? That's nothing I can use, I don't think. Right, now maybe there was something else up here with this 7, 8. If that was 7 or 8, we'd have a pair. I don't see how to use that. Hang on. 4 and 8 here is one possibility. That leaves... Oh, this can't be 6 anymore since we got that 6. So this can't be... No, that doesn't change anything there. Calm down. Ooh, is there something happening up and down? No, I can't see it. Oh, but we now do have a 7, 8 pair, so that's not a 7. It's not that helpful, but... And this isn't a 7. That is a bit helpful. We have an 8, 7 pair. That is genuine, yes. So this isn't a 7. Now, 4 and 8 will leave this being... Oh, 7 and 6 or 5. I can't rule on that. 5 and 7 will make this 8 and 6. Which would make that 7. That would make this a 4, 5 pair, which would have to make this a 3, 4 pair. Actually, that would make this a 5 because of the 3, 4 pair that would be created here. This would be 4, 3, 2, Does that help at all? Don't think it does. Well, that would place 2. I don't know. It's just a long chain at that point. But you do kind of have to figure some things out. Now this... maybe that is dependent on this one. If this was 9, 8, 4, 6, 5, well, that could be 1, 3, or 7. No, I cannot see how to use that either at the moment, which is irritating. Now, if that was 5, then we'd be going 6, 4. That would make this 3 and 2 again. So if that was 5, because that makes this 4 and that 3, this becomes 4. And if that's 4, this becomes 3. In fact, now I've got this down to 4 and 5. Why am I leaving the 5 in there? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry I've missed that for ages. 3, 4 pair. That does make this a 5. That makes this a 6. Oh, that hasn't resolved that. I thought it would. It makes this a 4. 3, 2. Now that makes this a 2. Get rid of that 2 there. 2, 2. Yes, I can do 2 in box 3 as well. Suddenly I've got all the 2s done. Unexpected. That 3 makes this a 4 now. 3 there. Now this can't be 1, 2, 3 or 6. I'm not going to put 7 as a possibility because that would require both of those to be 8 and both of those to be 9, which is silly. But I don't know which of them might be 7 or which of them might be 9. Now 6, 7, 8 or 9 there. That means this can't be 6. Because then you'd have 6, 7, 8, 9 there, and that would be impossible. So that's not 6. That has to be less than 5. Wow, what an interesting puzzle this is. Let's just put in the last thermo possibilities, not because I think I'm particularly going to use them, but it's almost for completeness at this point. 6, 6. One of those is a 6. Don't know which one. And this is 984 with a 5 there, or 975 with a 4. I can't see how to use that. Oh, that's not 5 anymore, so that's not 6. Okay, what about this one then? This is at least 6. 6 to, so I'm looking at this diagonal, this 4 cell 21 diagonal, which has now got some high numbers in it. So it's going to have low, this one is 5, 6, 7 or 8 as well by Sudoku. So the minimum that these can be 5, 12, 18. So the maximum this can be is a 3. Is that right? Yeah, if that was a 4, 10, 17, 22 would be the minimum. So this is 1 or 3. Another of these odd 1 or 3 combinations. How can I use that? Okay, 1 or 3. So there's only 2 degrees of freedom from the minimum numbers. So this can't be 9, and this can't be 8. Is that any use? Not really. If this was a 3, that would use up all the degrees of freedom, make this 6, 3, 7, 5. That would make that a 4. Hang on, yeah, that's interesting. 6, 3, 7, 5. This would now have to be the 4, 8 pair. So you'd have 3, 7, 4, 8, 6, 2, 9. You'd have 1 and 5 to place in the remaining cells. That 3 would make this a 4. That would make this a 5. So now you'd have 5, 1, and 3s would be here, here, and here. Ah, it works. Oh, it nearly didn't though. I was getting excited for nothing there. Okay, that was interesting, and I don't know, I might be able to use that later. I mean, what I'm postulating is the 3 here. If that's a 3, it really forces some quite strong stuff, given all the restrictions based around the little killers, the thermos, and the odd cells. But it does just work, so probably right. I mean, that's often the conclusion one should draw. Now, if that was 4, maybe that's the way to look at it. 5, then you'd have a 6, 7, 8, 9 set here. What would that do? Ah, well, look at this diagonal. Okay, we've got quite a lot of numbers on this. Now the minimum is 17, that's got 4 degrees of freedom. The maximum, 13, 21, 26. Oh, that's annoying. 9, 11, 13, 21, no, 24 is the maximum. So there are 3 degrees of freedom down. Ah, it's not enough to restrict any of the individual cells at the moment. But for this to be 6 or 7, for this to be 6, that would force this to be 8 and 3. It would also force... Oh, no, it wouldn't. Well, it would force that to be 1, that to be 3, this to be 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Ah. Oh, there's something going on there. There's something very suspicious about how this diagonal is working. Maybe with this one. Maybe that's the issue. 1, 3 pair there. Oh look, 1 has to be in one of those 2 cells in box 1. What does that mean? Okay, so it's a kind of X-wing on 1s in boxes 1 and 2. So 1 in box 3 has to be in one of these 2. This one now can't be a 1, so it's 3, 5, or 7. What am I doing? I can't write anymore. Right, 3, 5, or 7 there. I don't think it could be 7, because either this is 5, 7 already, which would make that 3. In fact, or it's 4, 8 here, which would make that a 7. So this can't be 7. That is 3 or 5. What about this cell? I don't know, it just feels like it's getting pressure, but maybe that's nonsense. No, I don't know now. So this is 4, 8 is one possibility. 4, 8, 9, 7, 6. That becomes another of these odd cells. But then if it's 7, 5, 9, we get 8, 3, 1, 6. This has to be 4. Ah. Oh, it's very hard to place a 4 in this column because it's either that way that I've just said up here, which fixes the whole of this box virtually, or it's there, which forces that to be 3, which makes this 5, which makes this 4, 8, 7. Oh, that works. Hate it when it works. I want it to not work so I know what to do. But 4 is very limited in this final column. What about 6, which also can't be there? Oh yeah, we know that's in one of those two. And 8, well, it's probably down there, but it could actually theoretically be still on the E thermo. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9 by Sudoku. This one's much harder to determine. 1, 1, oh, 1 down here is in one of these two cells. That's, oh, that is, okay. Look, 1 has been restricted to these two cells in box 7. Actually, yes, it's clearly in one of those 3 cells in box, sorry, in box 8 there and box 9 there. It's in row 8 and 9. That cannot be a 1. The 1 in box 7 is here, which probably gets nothing else done at all. Slightly restricts those circles, but they're not on a diagonal or anything interesting. Oh, I'm going to need to find something around here somewhere. That's 7, 8 pair. Does that get used? Yeah, it could do. So if that was 8, 4, say, you've got 7 here, 8, 9. Ah, now that's forcing this to be one of its 2 lower possibilities. And that always forces this to be 3. So if that's 8, 4, this is 3, that's 5. Ah. This doesn't work. Yes. Right. If that's 8, 4, that, how did this work? That forces this to be 7, which makes this 8, this 9. This is now 2 of the high degrees of freedom are taken away from this. This has to be 6 or 7, and that means this has to be 3, which makes this 5. Now the reason that that is a problem is because if this is 3, which it, hang on, is that was part of this, wasn't it? 8, 4 there, made that 7. Oh, I'm sure I saw this. I saw this. Right, 8, 4 there, 7 there, 8, 9. This is now 6 or 7. That is 3. Yes, that's part of it. So once that's 3, that's 5. But once that's 3, this is 1, that's 3, this is 4, and that's 5 again, clashing with that 5. That is insane. If that's how you're meant to do this, James, wow. But I have seen that, and I am going to use it. This cannot be 8, 4. That is 5, 7. I mean, this might get me traction now. That's 3. Yes, look at this. That's 1. The 7's gone. That's 8. This is a 4. That's not a 4. Actually, I was hoping that was going to be a 4 because of how restrictive it was. This is now 3, which is, again, unrestrictive. But it means this is 1. This is 3. This is 1. Oh, this feels like progress. This is 7. That's not 7 now. It's 5 or 6. And the whole thing peters out. But now we've got 5. These have to add up to 16. So neither of them can be 6. And this one can't be 7. So we have an 8, 9 pair. So that's 3 or 5. This can't be 8. That's not helping much. Oh, will that work? Oh, 3. Look, 3 can't be there, and it can't be there. So 3 is here. and in one of these two, oh, 3 can't be in any of those cells because of these 3s. So 3 is actually in one of those two and can't be there. So that's the 3. This isn't 3. Three's in one of those. Oh, this is still so unrestrained, but maybe it's time to start looking at this. This one is either 7 or 9 because we've used 3, 1 and 5 in the column. Okay, we need something low on this, don't we? I'm not sure. Yes, 1 we decided is definitely, yeah, now 1 can't be there. 1 is definitely in one of these two cells because this is either 9, 8, 4, 6, 5. 1 has to be here, or yeah, I mean, sorry, the point is 1 can't be on the diagonal. That 1 has ruled it out of those cells. It must be there. So 1, that places this 1 in box 6 here. But the point is it takes it out of these blobs, these balloons. So they've got to have a small number in because this already adds up to at least 13. So these two add up to 8 at most, which is 3 and 5 at most. So one of them has to be a 3 since neither of them can be a 1. And they're both looking at this cell, which can't be a 3, therefore, because one of those has to be a 3, this one can't be. And that means that in box 6, this does have to be a 3. That is insane. What logic that is. That's brilliant. 3, 9. So we now have to make 12 from these two. So that's 5 or 3. Again, it could easily be another 3. Oh, I mean, it's so clever. Now, these can't be 3. This is either 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, then that's a 1, 8 pair, or this is 9, 8, 4, 5, 3. So this is 3 either way, because 5 is used either in the diagonal or there. Okay. 9, 8, 4, 3, 5. So that would be 1, 7. So this is either 1, 7 or 1, 8. So this is a 1, 7, 8 triple. So let's get rid of 7 and 8 from those two. That is a 5, 6 pair. This can't be 5. 5, 6, 3, 1, 2, 8 is in one of those two. Ooh, 4 is in one of those two. Ah, now, what about this? Diagonal. 9 already done. These have to add up to 12. Ah, it just takes 8 out of there. It could be 6 and 6 or 5 and 7. If it was 5 and 7, that would be 5 because that's 7. So would that. That can be 5. Ah, dead end. Let's get rid of those pencil marks which aren't any use anymore. Oh, that can't be 7 anymore because this has become 7 or 8 because of the thermo. 6, 7, 8 or 9. Crikey. Now look, I've got a 4, 5 pair here. So these other two are from 7, 8, 9. They're not on any useful thermos. This one, yeah, we know that those two add up to 16. We know that those two add up to 12. We know that those two add up to 12. Ah, this thermo, we finished it, sorry. 6, 12, that's a 9 at the bottom. Right. So those aren't 9s. So the 9 in row 7 is here. There's the 9 in box 9. That doesn't resolve this diagonal, but it does give us a 4, 5 pair. So now we know where 4 is in box 6. This is incredible the way this works together. How has James come up with this? This is 5 or 7, but it can't be 5 because we've got a pair there. So we've finished that diagonal as well. Still haven't finished. Yes, we have. We have finished this one. That's a 6. So this is a 6. So now that's an 8-9 pair. And that works as a pair in row 4. So this is 5. So that's not 5 and that's not 6 on the, what I keep thinking of as a champagne glass, although it's the letter Y. That just shows you where my mind's leading. Right, now I've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple here. 4, 3, 2. So these are 1 and 5 as a pair. Oh, which I can't resolve. I thought I was going to instantly resolve them. 3, 9. Oh, come on, we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. 2, 1, 3, 8, 9. This, oh, that's lovely. 2, 1, 3, 8, 9 gone in the box. 4, 5 in the row. This is 6, 7 or 8, but it's odd. So it's 7. How odd. 7 there. This is a 4, 5, 6 triple. So that's not 6. And by the thermo, that means that's not 7. This is 7, 8 or 9, but for the row, and that makes this a 6. Oh, there's a 7, 8 pair. So this is a 9 on the useless end of the thermo. 4, 8, 5 triple up here though, and that means this is 6. Well, this is, I mean, maybe I'm just missing the way to do this, but everything I unfold works in a beautiful contributory way. That gives me a 7, 8 pair there, for instance. So now I know this is a 4, 6 pair. How does that help? Right, what diagonal have I missed? Because it's always diagonals I'm missing. No, maybe not. Ah, look at this odd, last odd balloon. 1, 9 and 3 in the box, 7 in the column. That's a 5. That's gonna do everything. That's unbelievable. Right, this diagonal now, 13 and 8 is 21. Let's just make sure I get it right. That fixes that pair. This doesn't have an 8, it's a 1, 7 pair. Actually, I can do them, unsurprisingly. 6, 4 there. That's not a 7, so the 7 in the box is there. This is 4 now, which doesn't help much, but actually almost all, yeah, that's a 7 because it's the only place it can go in the box. This is a 5, that makes this 6 and 4. Ah, that 8, 9. Oh, I've got an 8, 9 deadly pattern across the middle. Let's have a look at that in a second. Ah, one of them's on the diagonal. Oh, that's so pretty. So 2, 4, 12, 13. This is an 8. And there we go. What a puzzle. Well, a very happy New Year's Eve to James and to all of you out there. Let's just hit the check button. Looks good to me. Wow, what a great puzzle. I hope you had a go at that. Maybe it wasn't as complicated as I made it. I don't know. And that chain around the top was a bit of a head wrecker. So there was probably something a little easier. But that's what I found and helped me enjoy it dramatically. So thank you very much for watching. I wish you all a very happy new year and one in which the world recovers. Nice to see you, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Bye for now.